Over 200 individual families in Ghana are grappling with various forms of rare diseases. This emerging trend has prompted stakeholders to underscore the significance of increased awareness and early diagnosis for children to prevent severe outcomes. There is more in this report by Citi News' Ya Wodenya and read by Fauzu Masaudu.
Rare diseases, as the name suggests, are defined as any condition that clinicians are unable to diagnose early, affecting only a handful of the general population and having a wide range of symptoms. This may include, but is not limited to, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, sickle cell disease, cystic fibrosis, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and hemophilia. Hilda Gard, a mother whose son has been diagnosed with sickle cell, shares a story with Citi News.
My child has sickle cell, and for me, I didn't know that he has sickle cell because growing up, when I did my electrophoresis, it came out that I am AA. So I knew right from the beginning that even if I have a man with the genotype SS, I can still have children free from any sickle cell. But the unfortunate thing was that my child was diagnosed with sickle cell. And when it all started, he was admitted at the hospital and they said the level of the blood was down. So the doctor asked us to go and have electrophoresis for him, and when we did that, we realized that he has sickle cell. We didn't know. I myself, I was confused because I didn't know what to do. It came like a surprise or something to me.
Disturbed by the diagnosis, Hilda took up the initiative of finding out the root cause of her son's condition.
I wanted to know why it happened, so I had to go to Kolebu Sickle Cell Unit. I spoke to one laboratories there, Dr. Imoru, and then I spoke to one professional, professor there, who was able to tell me that I could either be carrying something aside the A. There could be something there that I don't know. So he told me that we should go and do HPLC or HbA quantification. So I got my son's father and then told him, and he said he wasn't going to waste his money. So he's not going to do it, and that taking care of such children is a waste, and that even if he takes care of him, he will die.
In a quest to find answers to what seems like a puzzle of a lifetime, Hilda tells Citi News about the impact of her son's condition on their family.
For me, I've cried so many times. I don't know how to say it for you to understand. I've been through a lot because of this issue, because that connection cut, you stop looking after the child. I have a child, my first child also has a problem which I'm taking care of, and this one too is added to it. So it became so difficult.
Drained by the cost associated with her son's condition, Hilda expresses fear for the future.
It been affecting me, that part there, it has taken me back, like, let me say, like 10 years back of my life. It has taken a lot for me. It has drained me a lot because I hardly sleep. I have to be thinking every now and then, getting up. Today somebody is sick, tomorrow the other one is sick, go to the hospital, come back and all that. And the business is not good. So.
Meanwhile, Dr. Yvonne Abreu, a pediatrician at Ridge Hospital, sheds light on rare diseases in Ghana.
Worldwide, it is known that there are about 300 million people with one rare disease or the other. And either they have not been diagnosed at all, they've been misdiagnosed, or or they are being treated wrongly. And that happens in Ghana as well. In children, for instance, it is known that 70% of all rare diseases occur in children, and that is because children are born with genetic conditions. And in this hospital, we have parents coming with their children because the child has one condition and they don't know what it is. And we have been privileged to get some of them tested. At the moment, we've had almost 50 children tested for rare diseases and genetic conditions, and we've been able to tell parents what conditions their children have. And some of these conditions that we have found have basically been genetic conditions where, for instance, the children pick a gene from either parents or from both parents, and then it becomes a condition that maybe a new condition, and the parents don't know that they carry the genes for those conditions. And sometimes the children themselves mutate their genes.
Dr. Brew, however, advocating for early diagnosis among children as it is crucial to curtailing its effects.
And at the moment, we've had a few children whose genetic conditions are so rare in the world that it's really brought a lot of attention to Ghana, because nobody knew that such a condition existed. And so that is the need, that's the reason why we need to have rare disease. We need to discuss rare disease and know that people need to have a diagnosis for whatever condition they have, and then we can move forward. The good thing about diagnosing a person with a rare disease is that sometimes you may find a condition that can be treated.
The Rare Disease Ghana Initiative is an NGO leading advocacy for persons living with undiagnosed genetic and rare disorders in Ghana. Samuel Ejewiafe, the Executive Director of Rare Disease Ghana Initiative, is also calling on the government to initiate a policy that focuses on addressing the myriad of challenges associated with rare disease treatment in Ghana.
Diagnostic is still a challenge. Getting a diagnosis for rare diseases is very long, and in our setting it might take forever to get a diagnosis, as the labs are not available, and as I mentioned earlier, the knowledge about the doctor also being limited on those diseases. And so what we have currently in place is a program that enhances access to diagnosis. The cost of managing rare diseases is very high, and when government is caught up in terms of priority setting and considering the small number of patients, they might not give the priority. But what we are asking for is equitable access. We are not saying they should leave everybody and focus on rare diseases. We are basically saying that let's pay attention, let's listen to their needs and find a solution to that. And so we are asking for a national policy, a national plan. Currently, what's sustaining the rare disease communities are programs, and that can be very unsustainable.